In the middle of the city, a billionaire woman collapsed. Hundreds froze, afraid to act, except a struggling single dad, a janitor who had nothing left but courage. He saved her life. But when she opened her eyes, the very first call she made shocked everyone and revealed a secret that would change his life forever. Daniel's mornings began before the sun rose. The city outside his window glittered with the wealth of those who never had to think twice about money. But inside his small, dim apartment, reality was much harsher. His daughter Emily still slept peacefully, clutching the stuffed rabbit he had rescued from a thrift shop years ago. She was only 8, innocent to the storm her father fought every single day. Rent was overdue. School fees loomed. His second job as a janitor barely kept food on the table. Yet Daniel never let her see his despair. Instead, each morning, he whispered the same promise into her ear. "Daddy's going to make things better. I swear, but promises didn't pay bills." And life had a way of reminding him of that every single day. That morning, Daniel was assigned to clean the entrance of one of the tallest towers in the financial district. He pushed his mop across the polished floor, his hands aching, while business elites stormed past, their suits sharp, their gazes cold, never once glancing at the man who made their world shine. And then it happened. A woman in a cream-colored suit, heels clicking like authority itself, staggered. Her face went pale, her hand clutched her chest, and with one sharp gasp, she collapsed onto the pavement. Gasps, shouts, phones lifted into the air, but no one moved closer. Eleanor Whitmore, billionaire, CEO, a woman whose signature could alter markets in a single stroke. She wasn't just anyone. She was power itself. Yet in that moment, she was fragile, human, dying. Daniel didn't hesitate. He dropped his mop, his knees slamming against the stone. "Stay with me," he begged, pressing down on her chest, forcing her lungs to fight. The crowd held its breath. Sweat streamed down his forehead. His muscles burned, but he refused to stop. And then, finally, her chest rose on its own. She gasped for air. Life returned. The crowd erupted in relief, but Daniel only exhaled one shaky breath, whispering, "You're safe now." Everyone expected Eleanor's first words to demand an ambulance, or her security team, or her family. But instead, she pulled out her phone with trembling hands. Her fingers dialed a number so quickly, it was as though her heart had been waiting for this moment. And then she whispered a name Daniel recognized. His blood turned cold, because the name she uttered was the same man who had abandoned Daniel's wife years ago. The reason Daniel was left alone to raise Emily. The crowd couldn't hear it, but Daniel did. He froze. His world tilted. Why? Why would a billionaire woman, one of the most powerful figures in the city, call the very man who had shattered his life? Later, when the ambulance finally arrived, Eleanor refused to leave without speaking to Daniel. Her eyes, sharp yet softened by vulnerability, locked onto his. Why did you save me?" she asked. Daniel blinked. "Because you needed help." Her lips trembled. She whispered, "You don't know who I am, do you?" But he did. He knew more than she realized, because Eleanor Whitmore wasn't just a billionaire. She was tied to his past in ways even she didn't fully understand. The man she had called wasn't just anyone. He was Emily's grandfather, the same man who had abandoned Daniel when his wife died, leaving him to fight alone. Tears welled in Eleanor's eyes. She admitted she had been estranged from her own family for years, living in guilt, hiding behind wealth. And the man she called not for help, but for forgiveness. Daniel's heart twisted. The woman whose life he had just saved was about to drag him back into the very pain he had spent years escaping. But then, her eyes softened. She whispered, "You saved me, and I owe you more than my life. I owe you the truth." The crowd around them was silent, but Daniel felt the weight of destiny pressing down. That single moment, the billionaire's collapse, his hands saving her, her first call, would unravel secrets he never wanted to face. But it would also open doors he never imagined. For in saving her life, Daniel hadn't just rescued a stranger. He had saved a woman tied to his past, his pain, and maybe his daughter's future. The story was only beginning.